Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we'll be reviewing the K2 Broadcast. This board is available in 153, 156, 159, 162, 158 wide, 163 wide. This board features K2's directional camber baseline, which is traditional camber, slightly set back. So you're going to get snap and pop when you load it up. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin in the spring on a day that had slightly warmer temps. It was bluebird and it was perfect friggin' hero snow. I mean, it wasn't too firm, it wasn't too soft, it wasn't lumpy. It was just perfect hero snow. Then I rode it with my K2 Thraxis boots and my K2 Indie bindings. This board comes in at just past being an all mountain board. It's like a borderline low end freeride stick in my opinion with its overall flex. You do have a little more play in the nose and then it progressively stiffens up to the tail and there's a little torsional flex. This board is lively yet dampens, which is weird because micro vibrations you feel, but the bigger ones it completely dissipates and lets you plow through everything in its path. It's one of those boards you can charge with and not really have to worry about it. There is some serious snap in this board. It's camber, so what did you expect? You load it up and it rebounds, and I mean it rebounds. You want to be a little more calculated with how you load this because if you overload it, you are going to spring to the moon. This board can handle small to large jumps and everything in between with no regrets and no worries. So if you want to go hit the big line, even though you don't know how, go send it. Just go send it. You want to overshoot a jump? Here you go. This is a board for you to overshoot a jump with. The sweet spot isn't the most immense on this board for locking into butters, so you might have to play around for a few laps to find it, but when you do, you're going to have to engage it with everything you've got. This board will manhandle you. You want to make sure that you've got all your weight into it because the rebound out of this thing is going to be felt, and believe me, it will rebound out of anything you do. You want to get sideways on that tail? It's going to fight you the whole time. You want to get up on the nose and then swivel a 360? You better be going fast because you're probably going to get bucked and die. But hey, when it comes to jibbing, speed is your friend. This board is for high-speed jibbing and that's it, and it's not going to be the best. Yeah, you can get it to lock into nose and tail presses, but it's going to fight you the whole time and there's going to be a lot of rebound out of it. And sure, it's got camber, so that means it's probably going to hug the feature when you're on it, but just due to the nature of this board, you more or less are just zipping across it and teeter-tottering. You're not really like flexing it and having it hold on and lock you in place. Carving is 100% where this board shines. It's not quick edge to edge. In fact, it's a little more precise and calculated. It's fluid, but it's a little bit slower on that transition. But when you're on edge, it grips and it pushes through everything in its path. This is a board with a lot of power and a lot of drive. You're gonna feel that camber load and you're going to get it to push all that energy into the tail to get to shoot you out of a turn. This is a board that if you know how to turn and you know how to carve, you're gonna have a good time, because if you don't, you're probably gonna fucking die. You'll notice right away when you're on this board that it likes to do those big, long, swooping carves from one side of the trail to the other. It's not going to be one of those boards where you're just digging in hard, putting a 90-degree turn in there as fast as you can, popping out and doing it again. No, this board is calculated with its drive. So who's this board for? It's definitely for the more assertive rider that wants an all-mountain board that slightly borders on the freeride spectrum, something that's going to really push them and cause them to take it to the next level. So when I was looking at this board, I figured that it was going to border more on the all-mountain spectrum, less on the freestyle. And this thing's like a freeride board in disguise. It's got power, it's got drive. This is a board for charging hard. Don't let its product description fool you. It did that to me, and I had to bring my A game to ride it. This thing was a ton of fun, and it was just very assertive. Comparable boards: the Capita Kazu, the Nidecker Babs, the Nitro Mountain. This has been my review of the K2 Broadcast. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications, that way you're not missing any of the videos we've got coming out. And If you really like to support us and you want to see us just do more awesome projects, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you more here about it, but I got a whole video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.